Alright, so last year I did 37,000 push-ups, and I've been meaning to talk about it for some time. I haven't been able to find the time, so I hope you don't mind if I go through it while I get my morning nunchucks training in. To start with, the reason I'm even making this video is because I got a number of comments coming asking just for a breakdown, just for a rundown of how it went, why I did it, things I learned, how my body reacted, all of this sort of thing. So we'll start from the top, shall we? Why did I do it? So in Kenneth's comment, he correctly mentioned that when I said I started to do it, I said I was doing it to work on an adaptation of my shoulder, for my shoulder. Now what he means by this is, he would have seen one of the earlier videos in which I was talking about it, and I said the reason why I was doing 100 push-ups a day was because, well, it's actually a funny story, so let's take it back. About 2024 now, so let's call it 3 years ago, I joined a martial arts school, and the martial arts that we do is primarily kickboxing and kung fu, and also a little bit of boxing as well. But the thing was that at the end of every training session, our teacher would have us do a workout of about just a quick blitz workout, 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 50 squats, that sort of thing, right at the end when everyone's exhausted, right? So I had this shoulder issue for quite some time, and it felt like a pinch in my shoulder. And I actually had to stop training for some time. I stopped martial arts training for about 6 weeks, it may even have been 2 months. And I just rested. I said, you know, I've had little things like this before, I'm just gonna rest and I'll come back when my shoulder is healed up. I didn't do any training in this time, by the way, and it still didn't heal up. And what it feels like an impingement, like there's a pinch in my shoulder. When I rotate it, you can hear a clicking in the shoulder, and it's just in the left shoulder. And so I took time out, and then I came back, it still wasn't helping. I went to see a physio, I went to see an osteo, I went to see chiropractors, I did recovery physio work, and nothing was working. So I came back, and when I was doing the push-ups as part of the workout at the end of each session, I'd have to like stop midway in the push-ups, like 20 push-ups, and then take a rest and go into it again. And honestly, I just got tired of being the one guy in every session saying, oh yeah, no, I can't, oh, my shoulder. I got tired of that shit. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna let that plane pass overhead. Okay, so going with the black Rage Gear chucks today. Anyway, I've done the resting, I've done the osteo, I've done the chiropractic, I've done the physio. It's a helicopter, which just seems to be circling. But anyway, I've done all this stuff, it's not working. And so I was like, okay, what I'll do is I will force my shoulder to adapt by exposing it to a reasonable amount of stress every single day. And so because the workout was often 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, blah blah blah, I said, okay, if I can do 100 push-ups every day, I should be fine doing 50 push-ups. I won't have to be that guy who can't do the 50 push-ups, the guy in the class who can't do it. So that was the plan. If I can do 100, 50 shouldn't be a problem. And I took this shit very, very serious. I said I'd do it every day. And the reason why I documented it and put videos online was was because that it's a funny thing, because the type of person I am, if I were to have missed one day last year, it would have ruined my year, even though last year was a tough one for other reasons. But when I say 100 push-ups every day, I did it every day. The days that I was hungover, the days that I was aching after training, every single day I did it. So that's the reason why, right? Now, how did it go? So when I started, I actually didn't start videoing it. I did document it from January, but I didn't start videoing it until about May. So up until that point, I was just recording the time on my stopwatch. And so, long story short, I started in January doing my 100 push-ups in 5 minutes and 19 seconds, I think it was. And then at my peak, I got down to about 2.5 minutes. So pretty much halved the time that it took to do my 100 push-ups. I also went from doing them in sets of 20 to getting as high as 55 push-ups in a set when I was at my absolute peak. I think this was in the summer. And then a bunch of personal shit happened. I couldn't train. Well, I could train like once a week. Couldn't train as intensively. And so, yeah, my peak was in the summer. I got in the best shape of my life. And then, although I maintained it for the rest of the year, it wasn't as good as I wasn't as good as I was in the summer. And so I went down from peaking at about 55 reps in a set to now I'm at about 43, which is still better than this time last January, where I could only do about 20 push-ups in a set. I can do 40 pretty easily. And now obviously this year, the goal is to get to 100 push-ups straight by the end of the year.
Oh shit.
Those of you who've seen the video and those of you who started with me will know this already, but if you haven't, do check out that video as well. So what else happened during the push-ups? One thing I noticed was in the summer, when I was able to get my weight down, I was really good with my diet. Really good with my diet, really good with my training. I got a lot leaner, and I think there's a correlation between weight and the volume of push-ups I could do. It was when I was weighing in at about 82 kilos. Now I'm about 86. No, I think I was down to maybe 80. I may have been down to 80 kilos. Shredded body fat. I was at the leanest I'd ever been. And I think that played a part in me being able to do a higher volume of push-ups, 55. I'm gonna have to get to that sort of shape again if I want to get to 100 this year. That's another story. And it was funny documenting it, because whereas initially I just posted the stopwatch times, I then started posting videos. Oh god, I just realized the cameras. All right, we're back on. So I went from just recording the times, because I didn't want it to be a lot of work. I didn't want to have to edit a video every single day. So when I started, I said, okay, you know what I can do is just take a picture of my time and I'll record that. But then a few friends of mine said, you know what, you should really take videos and post the videos. I was like, oh. And then, because everything is short form content now on social media, my friend suggested that, you know what, people aren't really going to watch a 3-minute video of someone doing push-ups, and he was right. And so he said you should shorten it to a reel. Shorten it to about a 60-second reel, speed it up. People do not need to count every rep. They kind of just want to see that you're doing it. And so I shortened it. And he was actually right, because on Instagram, some of you would have seen this, but I got the first ever 1 million viewed video. And it's a funny story, because one thing I realized is that it's so funny. One thing I realized is that from when I started social media, say about 2016, things have changed a lot. a lot. It's actually not really fun anymore, but what has happened is that it's become much more an engagement kind of play. Everything is about engagement, good or bad, which is a shame, right? So if you can get people pissed off and talking in the comments, it works for you. The platforms incentivize this kind of bad behavior, and it's a shame. And so what I did was I realized one day I messed up the number of reps when I was recording the number of reps for each set, and it amounted to 99 push-ups, not 100 push-ups. As I say, I do 100 push-ups every day, but when I was editing it, I didn't do the math right, and it added up to 99. And I got a couple of comments from people in the comment section saying, that's 99 push-ups, not 100. And I thought, okay. And so of course, for the rest of the year, I made sure I made that same mistake. I played with it a bit. On some occasions I made it amount to 95, on some occasions I made it amount to 90. Because it's a shame, right? You've got to consider the fact that if I did everything right, or if you do everything you're supposed to do, certain people are not going to engage with what you put out. But if you make a mistake, then they're going to comment. It's a shame that that's the situation that we're in, but that's the situation that we're in. And so on one occasion, the plan really hit, and I ended up getting 1 million views on a push-up video. It's not a special video, right? And this is a little bit of a rant, but it's just a sad state of affairs. It's like you look at the video now, it's on like 1.1 million, and it's like, that's a good video, isn't it? That's a good video now. It's got 1 million views. It's not a good video. It's just a basic video of a dude doing some push-ups, right? And but the way collectively, the way we judge content now is like 1 million views, great stuff. It's a good video. It got 1 million views. Is it a good video, or did I just trick people into commenting furiously about the fact that I did 99 push-ups and not 100? It's just a shame. But anyway, that's that rant over. So that's how it went in terms of content production. I then realized that I actually want there to be a record showing that I did in fact do 100 push-ups. So I started uploading the full-length videos on my alternative channel, which is called Glenn Rager. There you would see the full raw video, and if the haters really wanted to, they could go and count the push-ups, see how many I did on any given day. So that's how it went. I was definitely glad that I did it. The sense of accomplishment at the end of the year was one thing, but now my baseline push-up is about 40, and so I got to the end of this year and I thought, why would I throw away all that progress? Yes, it was kind of annoying to edit a video every single day and put it out, pretty much the same old boring video, and so I didn't want to carry that on this year, but I didn't want to throw away all my progress, so I decided I'd do work to get to 100 push-ups this year. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. So what I'll be doing is I'll be doing more weighted push-ups. I'll probably do some I'll probably do some bench pressing as well to try and get my strength up in order to do 100, build the muscular endurance. This is a goal I'm not too confident that I can achieve. I was confident that I could do the last one. It was just a matter of me not being lazy on any given day and saying, it's just 100 push-ups, do it. But on this occasion, this is actually a physically challenging challenge, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope that answers all the questions on the 100 push-ups. If I've missed anything, drop it down below and I will do. Until next time, all the best with your training and stay raging.